football. The next topic is the Super Bowl. So after one of the greatest games of these playoffs, which is Bills and Kansas City, I was like, I don't see a way.
Games were good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, all the games that weekend were good. All the games have been really good, to be honest.
I think there was. I don't think there was any dud games. Mm-hmm. There were some games that were over by like the third, like the Eagles-Bucks game. I think that one was over.
Or the Bills and Patriots. Yeah, that one was like a blowout.
Yeah, those were over. But they were still fun for the first part. But it was like every weekend, these last 3 weekends, there was at least one classic game.
Yeah, that Bills-Chiefs game, man, that was amazing. And I thought after that game, I don't see how the Chiefs don't make it to Super Bowl. I don't see how the Chiefs don't win the whole thing, to be honest. And then came the Bengals. They were up 21-3 with like very few minutes left in the first half. And I was like,
I hear something to 3. I always get a little bit.
Yeah. I was like, man, this game is over already. And then they let the Bengals. They didn't let the Bengals. The Bengals scored a touchdown. It was a screen pass to Mixon, missed tackle. He goes to the house, scores. And I was like, oh, okay, 21-10. They're making a game of it. They had very few. They had not a lot of time left in the clock. The Chiefs do what they did, which is drive down the field very quickly. They get to 2-yard line and they blow it. They had 9 seconds. He tries to throw it in the end zone. 4 seconds go away. And then I think it's like second down. They have no time on 5 seconds. Mahomes is like, hey, let me do it. And then they're like, all right, go ahead and do it. And he threw to Tyreek Hill, not in the end zone, but in like the field of play. So Hill does this whole east to west thing. So just like going, he gets tackled, time runs out. I'm like, oh, are they going to pay for that? They didn't score again till the game time field goal at the end of regulation because the Bengals went and scored the remaining, they scored another 14 points after that.
Yeah.
And they made it 24-21. Chiefs go to overtime. And I thought Chiefs are going to freaking slither away with this again because they won the coin toss. Yeah, but Bengals are like, nah, we're not going out like that.
Defense wins championships, man.
Yeah,
look, as much as Burrow did great, and as much as Mahomes did great, and as much as Allen did great, all of these teams had some great defensive plays, man, and those were the difference. I was actually explaining it to my best friend who's not into football as much. He's into football, not football. And I'm sure you've had these conversations with friends who are only into soccer but not into football, where you try to explain to them a little bit. And I was letting them know the one thing that the biggest thing about football is, man, it's a game of inches and seconds. And like, because I was trying to explain it, because I told him about, I was like, if you want to know the funny thing, going back to 28-3, the Patriots versus the Falcons in the Super Bowl, if one of those sacks that Grady Jarrett did had been a strip sack, that would have been the difference in the game.
Yeah.
Or if Tom Brady had missed one of those 2-point conversions, that could have been the difference in the game. It's about game. And so that's what the defense did, man. The defense came in clutch at the very end, caused Mahomes to do an interception. And I don't know, I just felt like at the end of the game, I feel like despite the fact that he had been there so many times, despite the fact that this was his 4th year in a row being in the AFC Championship, hosting the AFC Championship, by the way. I just feel like Mahomes, I think he got into his head a little bit too much.
Yeah.
He seemed a little off at the very end of the game.
Yeah, I don't know if he took a hit during the game or something, but there was a change. Because there was a thing, I don't know if you remember the sack he took that put them basically 20 yards away from the line to gain, or not 20. It might not have been that far, but they were close to the goal line, and then it set him back a lot. And it was when he was doing the whole scrambling. Okay, let me run this way, see if someone's open. But he had done that early in the game. He'd done that early in the playoffs, and you always knew, when he's doing this, he's gonna find his man. But something was different about that one. The spatial awareness wasn't there. He got sandwiched, and like that doesn't happen to Mahomes. And I think like maybe he got hit before, and then like I feel like that kind of thing throws off your timing. Like when you get shook and you're like, oh, is someone behind me? That sort of thing. And I think that really did happen to him. But yeah, he didn't look the same. Even in the overtime, it didn't look the same.
Let's go to the predictions, because remember we did do predictions. So we ended up not doing the NFC, AFC,
the championship
AFC and
games.
NFC championship predictions, but we did do the divisional ones. And I think did we tie up?
We tied up, yes, because the difference was.
I gave you one.
Yeah, the difference was. I think we both picked Bills. We both picked.
It was the Rams. We both picked Titans, but because I wanted to be different. No, we both picked Bengals, but because I wanted to be different, I changed it over to the Titans because I was like, I'm going to give you a chance. The divisional
round. Yes, you're correct. Yes.
Even though, and you saw that on Facebook, I posted when the playoffs started. The day the playoffs started, I predicted a Bengals-Rams Super Bowl, and I'm predicting. So in case you're wondering, what we're predicting, who are you picking for the Super Bowl? I already had my prediction.
I'm picking the Rams.
And that's the same thing. I'm picking the Rams, and it's not because I know one of the reasons you're picking it is because you're a freaking flaming homer.
It's the only reason I'm picking it. I want Stafford to win a ring. And Sonny Michel to win a second.
Yeah. So but I'm picking the Rams, honestly, because I'm picking the Rams because of McVay. I just feel like McVay is such a good coach. It would not make sense for him to not win a Super Bowl ring, especially on his second try. And I think he's learned a lot from that last run.
Yeah.
So I'm picking it because I think McVay is going to be the difference. Stafford is really the difference. Honestly, Stafford is the difference. Jared Goff probably wouldn't have been able to do what Matthew Stafford did at the end of that game.
Against the Niners.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I feel like I'm underestimating the Bengals to my peril, but I feel like the difference is going to be defense. And while the Bengals defense really showed up against the Chiefs, especially in the second half of that last game, the Rams defense are on another level, right? And I would have really enjoyed a Buffalo versus Rams Super Bowl because of that high-powered offense versus that high-powered defense.
Did you see Aaron Donald rounding up all of his defensive players? And saying, hey, man, we're going to win this game?
Yeah.
That leadership is a big freaking difference, man. Yeah. That leadership can cause a big difference. And I honestly think I think you're right. I think the defense will be the difference maker. And I still think this has the potential of being that Rams, what was it? The Rams Chiefs game from 2007.
From Monday Night Football. No, 2017. No way it was that long ago. You're talking about that one that was like a blowout? Not blowout, a shootout.
Yeah, shootout. Yeah. I don't think this game will be a dud at all. I think both of these teams are really good. If it is a dud because somebody gets away with it, it'll probably be the Rams get away with it. Only because you saw what happened. I don't think the Rams have ever been behind this playoff, at least not enough for you to be thinking, oh, this game is over. Have they? I don't think in any
behind?
Of the games. Yeah. I think all of them, they were in the game the whole time, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Niners, I think, took like a 10-point lead or something over them.
That's right. You're right. They were only behind on that. But
Shanahan.
I think the only difference maker will honestly be Matthew Stafford being a veteran. This team is a much more veteran team. Von Miller's been there. He's been the reason why his team won one before. Aaron Donald is like looking around, but like, look, I can't be considered this great guy and not win a Super Bowl ring. Right. I just don't see Aaron Donald not winning this one. So I think it's the defense.
Aaron Donald is going to be a Hall of Famer. And if they win next Sunday, that's going to cement it for sure. Yeah. He's so good. And it's so rare, right? In a sport like this where, offense is what sells tickets and all that stuff. It's so rare to like really enjoy watching the defensive player. It's literally how I felt. Not to plug the dogs again, but I will. It's literally how I felt watching Georgia's defense all season in college football. It's like except because I tell you what, it wasn't the offense that was exciting. Stetson Bennett was not exciting, but just like how they maul offenses, right? And you see that kind of thing from Aaron Donald, and then they've gone and added Von Miller too. And it's like they just look.
Jalen Ramsey's is in the backfield.
Yeah, he just looks so good on defense. Yeah, it's fun to watch, and being a low-scoring game doesn't necessarily make it a dud. The 10-3 game in Atlanta, that was a dud. That was terrible. But it can be a low-scoring game and still be enjoyable. I've watched some defensive games that I really enjoyed.
The New York Giants winning against the Patriots was a low-scoring game. I think a low-scoring game, if I think it was 17 or something, like 21 maybe.
Probably, yeah. I know it was low-scoring.
Yeah. That both teams are below 20 or around below 25. That to me is a low-scoring game.
If combined, they don't pass 50, something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty low scoring. So I agree with you on that one. The only thing I say with the Rams and the Rams versus the Patriots game, that was a defensive masterpiece of a game because each defense was just so masterful. But when it comes to watching it, I understand why everybody got bored.
Yeah, but the offenses looked bad too. It wasn't just that the defense looked like the offense.
Yeah, I know they took them out of the game. Like, and that's what I'm saying, because a lot of people are like, man, there's some people who do hate on high scoring offenses. I don't know why. Who skate on so they were hating on the and this was on Twitter, I think, where they were hating on that Rams Chiefs game from way back when, saying, man, these games are lame because all they are is high scoring. That means there's no defense. I was like, 3 of those scores were defensive scores. You can have a high scoring offensive game with great defensive play. And I honestly think this Super Bowl is very much capable of that.
And, when you have, and this is like one of those Mahomes masterclasses, because that's why I was like, this is in 2017, because I know Mahomes is in the game. It was Mahomes versus Goff. This is one of those masterclasses where it was like the defense just like fell apart and then Mahomes was like doing whatever. No, like they were like coming after him and he was like slithering away. You're doing the Mahomes thing. And he was like making plays. That's what I like to see. I hate to see that, they're just carving up the defense and the defense is doing that. I love to see when the defense is like playing at a high level, but the offense just like they're just that little bit better. Those are the kind of things I like to watch. I'm really excited for the Super Bowl. I think the Rams will win. I hope the Rams will win. But if the Bengals win, good for them because they haven't won a.
I won't hate against the Bengals if they win because that'd be their first win.
And they hadn't won a playoff game since 1990, I think, or 89.
1988 was the last time they won, I think. Okay. And this broke like different types of records. It was like it was the highest playoff win drought, the highest AFC Championship win drought appearance drought. So, but I'm very much happy for the Bengals. If they don't win one, I won't say that they'll be able to come back because I thought the Falcons were going to go back. But if they don't win one, honestly, Bengals fans should still be proud of that.
And Joe Burrow looks like a vet, despite only being in the second year. He looks very confident.
Before we move on from this, I want to vent about something.
Okay.
I am so excited about that halftime show, but it pisses me off that because that's a very LA halftime show, and it pisses me off that we in Atlanta, when the Super Bowl was here, did not have a very Atlanta playoff.
We had Maroon 5 and Travis Scott, I think it was.
We had Big Boy come out.
Yeah.
Obviously, Big Boy getting to go on national television and saying ATL was awesome.
Yeah.
But there's no reason why Outkast should not have been that halftime show.
Yeah. Outkast, Goody Mob.
It was the Super Bowl scared or the NFL scared of what's it called, a hip hop act. And then I guess they got over it and was like, well, this is too LA for us not to give them this. It really upsets me that we did not get that because we have a lot of different rappers. I think there's music. REM could have done one because REM is from Atlanta.
Yeah, it could have been a celebration of the range of Atlanta music.
Yeah, for real. Like all the different artists that came from here. Freaking could have had somebody do a cover of Ray Charles. It's just Anyways,
if you want to bring out a Zach Brown band, go ahead too. I think was it the year after that, or it might have been the year after that where it was hosted in Miami, right? Yes.
No, it was hosted in Tampa.
No, Miami was before Tampa. Tampa was last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the Miami one, they brought out freaking they did J-Lo and Shakira.
Which is very Miami.
And then they had the other like Latin influence too. Like that felt. I was like, I like going to Miami a lot, and I was like, this feels like Miami, right? So I get what you're saying about the Atlanta one not feeling like Atlanta.
It made no sense. So NFL needs to make it right by bringing
it back to Atlanta.
Bringing back to Atlanta and really making it a very Atlanta-like halftime show. We deserve it. Damn it.
Yeah.